Hello everybody, I'm Luke Watson and I'm the creator of Red Hood Retcon the series, and today I will finally be telling all of you how I made the Red Hood helmet. Well, let's just get right into it. As many of you guessed, it was an Ironman hood to begin with. I purchased it for $35 at Hot Topic in the mall. It's just a plastic helmet it's not metal or anything. Purchased, I believe, Plumbers Putty and filled in a lot of the gaps that the Ironman hood naturally has. Like right up in here, on top of there. That Plumbers Putty is it gets extremely hard after a while. So I wanted something when I put it on there that, it wasn't going to come off and I wasn't going to have to worry about it again. After I applied the Plumbers Putty to it, I started just tinkering around with some ideas about what this helmet should kind of look like. And in my head, I always thought a more technical looking helmet was going to look better than the regular comic book plain Jane helmet. It looks good in the comic books, but in real life, that plain solid helmet, it just doesn't ever look good. At the time, I was a welder in a fabrication shop, so I brought home lots of little pieces from the job site, pieces that they didn't need anymore, and I just collected a bunch of. And lots of these little deals on the sides, some of them are computer circuits, and I just started hot gluing them to the helmet. And I wasn't for gluing anything actually, because I don't know, glue just comes off eventually. But hot gluing gun, it works pretty good sometimes. And those pieces stayed on there for a very long time until finally, after I've roughed it up a little bit, a couple pieces did come off. And this is one piece that did come off too. This back part you see right here. Let me see if you can see it. So this little deal is a USB, not a USB, it's a mini HDMI plug that I used for my old camera that I used to have. And what was here beforehand was a little bitty fan. I don't know if y'all noticed in the video, but there was like a little bitty fan back here that belonged to an old computer that I had. The fan had like a little wire that went inside, and I even tested it out. If I hooked those wires up to a 9-volt battery, the fan would come on, but it wouldn't do me any good, cool me off in the helmet or anything, because the fan's on the outside of the deal. So when that fell off and I decided not to put it back on to something else, I just grabbed this mini HDMI thing and applied it. After I filled in the Plumbers Putty part, I started spray painting it, and I must have painted it. I must have put 8 coats on top of it. And finally on the top coat, I put this metallic red, which gave it the appearance that it was metal, but it's not. As far as the mesh goes, I've always liked the cover up. It reminded me of Mortal Kombat a lot. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, covering up the face right there. I always liked it, and I wanted to kind of make the helmet seem a little covert, and the mesh was just my answer to that, to kind of give it a little ninja looking style. This is just a plastic piece to something else. There was another mask that I had at the time. Plastic, it's all plastic. I spray painted it and super glued it on there, and it looked good for like an earpiece part. Over here, this was like the holds, for your glasses. It would hold your band up, and I just strapped it to it and tied it down. These are just little metal rings from keys, and these are just little pieces of metal that I wrapped a little coil around them. These details, they're so small that nobody can really see them, but from a distance, they look real good. To me, they look good. I mean, up close, you can kind of start seeing it's not as great looking anymore, but from far away, it gives the appearance. After I got the hood, I took it, it's all clean looking. I don't like that clean look. I've never liked the clean look of anything, really. Anything that's real clean is not good for movies. I instantly take anything that I have just now made and I scuff it up. And I keep wearing it down to look like it gotten that worn look. And to me, it's always going to look better like that. So I got grease, I think it was grease, some other charcoal, Crayola type of things, and I started smearing the facial parts of it to give it that, dirty kind of look. And this part of the mask right here that's torn, I didn't mean to tear that. That actually tore on me when I was making it, and I was like, oh no, I've messed it up. I've messed up my perfect mesh. And it took me all but about 5 seconds. I was like, it looks pretty good like that. I'm going to leave it like that. On the inside, so for the eyes I took a tinted, I used to have white covering over these eyes because at the time we were going to, and we made the eyes glow, but white was just easier to pick up in After Effects for making the eyes glow. And we did that in a couple of the earlier Red Hood videos that I made. And then after that, I was like, this is too difficult, having to track these eyes the entire time. I even tried to get some little LED lights and put inside there. And it worked, and it looked really good. The LED lights shining right there on the eye looked very convincing. Only problem was I could not see anything anymore. The LED lights were right here above my eyebrow, and they were shining down so brightly that I couldn't see anything anymore. And it's already hard enough to see out of this thing without that. So to combat that, I took those out and I just put these tinted little coverings over the eyes. And then I got a soldering gun, which I did a lot of soldering to little pieces of this. But I soldered the eyes to make them a little bit wider so they didn't look, quite like Iron Man eyes. I was trying to get away from the Iron Man look as much as possible. But if you look at both of their helmets, it's essentially an Iron Man helmet that's just been tweaked a little bit. Even in the comic books, it's a red helmet, and it's got a little bit different eyes and different. It's just more of a basic shape than Iron Man's robot kind of shape. But there's a trade-off to fighting in a mask. There's a lot of trade-offs to fighting in a mask. First of all, you can't see anything anymore. Your peripherals go out the window. You have no way of seeing on the left and on the right of your eyes. And on the first video, I didn't do anything about that. I just left it the way it was. But in the second video, it's where I could block some punches or anything that was coming in on me. I drilled 2 little bitty holes right here on the side. I don't know if you can see it. They're so small, and you can't even tell there's holes from a distance. But just having those 2 little holes right there made it to where I could just see anything that was coming from my left and my right, which was a big help. And if I do go to make another helmet, I will definitely do something similar to this so I can see out of it. I'm gonna give y'all another bit of advice when making a helmet, especially a Red Hood helmet. Always make a helmet that it comes apart. Like, you can put on the front part, and then you can put on the back part, and then you snap it in or do whatever you want to do to bring it together. But it's so much easier because this helmet was a lot bigger when I first got it, and it was too big. You need a helmet that sits on your face as close as possible, because if it's big, it just makes your body look really disproportionate, and it doesn't look good. So get a helmet that you can put on your face that comes apart in 2 pieces and you can snap together close to it. And that's not what I did on this one. So every time I go to put the helmet on, it almost cuts my ears off because I'm trying to push it back on, and it's tight. And then right here for the bottom of the hood, just so it didn't move around a lot on me, I just got this Velcro and put it right here on the bottom. And then I tightened it underneath my chin as tight as it would go every time I put it on. And inside, I don't know if you can see inside or not, but lots of super glue happening and everything. I had to super glue everything that I put inside the hood. I didn't want to put any screws or anything like that. I didn't want to have to worry about nothing scratching me on the inside. But that is pretty much the hood and how I made it. It was just a regular Ironman helmet that I paid like $35 for. And after I put the Plumbers Putty and all the coats of paint on it and everything, it became a lot tougher than it was in the beginning. It's you know, I could drop it and it'd be fine. But yeah, I hope that kind of helps you guys, any kind of cosplayers or whatever out there that's kind of looking to make a Red Hood helmet. And if you want to make something similar to this, it's cool. I don't mind. It's still a cool looking helmet, I think. Everybody's like, I don't like the fishnet. I'm like, look, I like the fishnet. It reminds me of my beard. It looks like a beard. It looks like Red Hood's got a beard on the outside. Alright, well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it took so long for me to make it. I will probably make another video explaining to everyone how I made the rest of the outfit, especially the shoulder pads and everything. So, I'll see y'all next video. Thanks.